welcome guests. I have the pleasure to introduce especially our guest, George, because we all know George as a master of creativity. And he explained us this mystery behind his creativity, to be illogical. And we had this pleasure to understand how George managed, how he installed something on elephant, yes, and he had many other ideas how to zoom in and zoom out physically in pair, yes, but he has many ideas. These ideas usually are illogical, but he now should deliver persuasive speech. Yes, I asked him how he will do it, and he promised that this time he will be a bit logical, but he will be also, not him, maybe his speech will be very emotional. Yes, this is the way which he would like to persuade us. We will see. We keep fingers that it will be persuasive speech. He is, on level 3. His path, his presentation mastery. Yes. And welcome, George.
So, as Krystyna said, tonight my speech is about persuading you guys of something I know to be good. So it's part of my presentation mastery course. It's all about wild swimming and taking that plunge. And what I think you can all learn from the experience of wild swimming. So, Antonio, would you like to? Does anyone recognise this face? This was me 4 months ago. I'd just like open up to the audience. What emotions do you think I was going through there? Josiah, what do you think?
Confused.
Confused, yeah. Anything else?
Stressed out.
Stress, good. Yeah. Any others?
Panicking.
Aroused, did you say? I hope not, because I've still got a girlfriend. I don't think I would if that was a genuine face. But this was me 3 months ago, and with life and modern life, it's getting more and more complex. Jobs are more complicated. Life is more stimulating. Everything is just a little bit more difficult. And this leads to stress, as you can probably see in this image, anxiety, and brain fog. So what's my solution? I've always been into self-development, and probably the wackier ends of self-development, probably the areas that most people don't try. I always look for unique perspectives and ways to solve problems. And I discovered this guy. Does anyone recognise this man? Winhoff straight away, yeah, the Iceman. This guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. He's actually climbed Mount Everest in his underpants, which is amazing. And strangely, one of my biggest, or I suppose, most aspiring figures in my life when I was about 5 or 6 years old was Captain Underpants. So it's funny how it's come full circle, and now aspiring at a larger, sort of older man in his underpants as well. But what he teaches us is all about hydrotherapy, which is cold water immersion. The ability to put yourself in an extremely uncomfortable situation and put your bodies up to the elements. So this is me, and this is me in a place called Estelle, which is in the Lake District. The reason the picture is so pixelated is it's because it's from a 13 minutes and 57-minute recording my girlfriend took of me attempting to jump into this cold water at Exdale. I was there for a long, long time, and this old lady was behind me like, "Do you need me to push you in?" I was like, "You bastard." And then I jumped in. That was just about enough damage to my ego that I just went in. And initially, it really was. It's quite shocking. The cold water immersion, putting your body through those temperatures, is a scary, scary thing. But I found that it really did change my perspective on a lot of things and really changed my general health and perspective in work. So these are the findings that I found. Feeling more energy. Feeling more energy. Having more energy. Makes sense to that. Feeling more alert. I work in sales, so sales is generally quite stressful. It never really stops. But as soon as you jump into cold water, your body does something quite amazing. You cannot think about Gary, the transport manager, from a very stressful sale. You cannot think about your girlfriend moaning about you about something you did wrong. You can't think about all these things because you are so cold that your body will just redirect all your energy to survival. And survival is something that we just don't have in modern society. We do not put our bodies under stress. We're all wearing clothes today, thankfully. But you're all warm. We're all in this nice warm room. We're all comfortable. But you need to find these areas of life. Maybe it's not this that put you in those difficult situations. So, what does the science say? It's funny, I was on Wikipedia, and I was looking at all these studies, and strangely, every single study that I looked was cited by Antonio, and I was like, just all the science, it was like every bit of science I was trying to find was just Antonio. So this is what Antonio's saying. Apparently, cold water immersion can improve your cardiovascular system, your muscular system, that system, your nervous system, your respiratory system. All this shock is putting your body into the most primal form. It's difficult, but I'd recommend it. Next slide. So, I serve you up a challenge. Does anybody recognise this place here? Media City. Media City, exactly. Every Wednesday and Saturday in Media City, a bunch of people, mainly white people, it seems to be a black friend in work, and I said, oh, you should come cold water swimming with me. And he said, that's a white person thing. But yeah, it's an amazing thing. Every Wednesday and Saturday, these crazy people, a lot of them wearing wetsuits, which I think is boring and disrespectful, and they're not getting the full experience, jump into the cold waters, and hopefully clean waters of Sulphur Keys. And it's an amazing thing. Give me a measure of cold. Give me
4 degrees.
4 degrees. It's around that sort of temperature. Yeah, it's not there. Down here is cold. And
how
then you've
clean is it, George?
It's not very clean. It's not very clean. The first time I did this, I was swimming around Sulphur Keys, and there's a drunk guy on the harbour here, and he was walking down, and he was a bit Scottish. He's like,
No.
he's like, what's that? You can't swim, can you? What is that? And my mum taught me to swim, so I swim like a middle-aged woman. Do you know the one where the neck is like poking out like that? And I don't swim very fast either, so my head doesn't go under the water. I don't get to escape him too fast. So he's following me around with a can of Carlsberg in his hand, looking at me, abusing me for the whole thing. So if you avoid that guy, it's a great time. So, well, thank you very much. Give it all a try.
Thank you, George. I'll definitely be trying it, but not Sulphur Keys. I'd rather have living water. Right, if we could all